Hello, hello. This is a quick tutorial on how to do all this shit with Unreal Engine and DMX. Uh, First thing you're gonna do is open up a new project and select the DMX um, preset thing, DMX level. Yeah, it's under thingy. I'm really tired. Yeah, you got that all done. Open up the file, save it, make a new level. I'll show you what I mean. I'm just gonna make a new folder for all my shit here. We're gonna make a new level and we're gonna call it new world's great. Love it. I love the new world. And save. Oh shit. It's okay. We didn't want a new world anyways, but we'll just open up a plain level. It doesn't matter what. What you're gonna want to do first is you're gonna go to your plugins and just double check that DMX Engine and DMX Protocol are both ticked and all set up. Then the next thing you want to do is make sure that you have. So if you've got a lighting console, you're gonna want that to be connected up to your up to Unreal. At the moment, I am using EOS. So on EOS on computer, there's a ATC Nomad. So I'm just going to go to settings. I'm going to check this is on SACN. It's online on Ethernet 4. And I've got my IP address over here. So I'm just going to go over through. I've already done this, but I'll show you. Over to my project settings, go to DMX, and then you'll find that you'll have this setup here where you have communication settings. So you want to go to your communication settings, import ports, open the first index, well, index 0, and then it should be on ArtNet. Make sure you switch it over to SACN or to whatever protocol you're using. And then also by default, it's on 0000. So just switch that over to whatever IP address that you'll be using. If you're connecting it up to across networks and things, then you'll have to figure that out yourself there. But yes, that's where you set that all up, and you want to make that happen. So it's now time for us to get into how the fuck the DMX plugin works on Unreal Engine. So if whilst we're in the project settings, if you go down to fixture settings, you'll see that ignore the categories. You'll see that the fixture attribute says like 30. They should say 34 set elements. I added one. Ooh, I can delete it. Nice. Yeah, 34 set elements. So you should be able to see, like, open this first element. It should say color. This next one, red, green, blue. Ignore this. These mean fuck all, to be honest. They're just ways of giving a name to something so that later on down the line you can sort of recall that attribute name. Like, for example, I could add one at the bottom here, and I could say this one will expand, and I call it the beginnator. That's my keyword. Yeah, so you got the and this will make sense in a second once I show you what exactly is happening in Unreal. So the premise of using DMX in this editor is that you should be able to receive DMX signal. You should be able to receive DMX signal and then turn that signal into something that is tangible within your blueprint actor. So into data that it can use, if that makes sense. So if you already know DMX quite well, DMX runs on 8-bit. It's 0 to 255. So that means that you'll be using that's what will, if I go to my output console, you'll see here 0 to 255. That's a fader. But Unreal Engine converts this to a float, essentially. It uses a float to denote this. And we need to turn that float value into something that we can use. So for instance, if we have the fader at 255 on address 1, we've changed that float value to 1. And then as we go down, we've changed the float value towards 0. So it's a range of 0 to 1. And then, yeah, I think that makes sense. We'll see. You can always, comment down below, DM me, whatever suits you. We're going to start off by making a DMX library. So I've got one here already, but I'm just going to make another one because it's for the video. So here I'm just going to, I don't think I shut that off quite easily. Right click. Oh no, actually I'm just going to make a new folder for all this video stuff. So video stuff. Ah, fuck, I forgot. We're going to open this up and create a DMX library under DMX. If you don't see that, you got to go enable the DMX engine. Please get that done. We're going to call this DMX Oh, I can call it that and also have one here called DMX Live. That's not good. I'm going to make sure that this is recognizable. Video library. Video DMX library. Yeah. And if you open this up, you'll see that you'll be on the library settings. And you'll just want to make sure that all these ports are enabled, at least the ones that you're using. So most importantly, the SACN local network here, input A, I'm using. If we head into the next tab, we've got fixture types. And then in the fixture patch here tab, we've also got our first universe that we can sort of patch our fixtures to. So go ahead and open up a new fixture type. We're going to make a basic light, so I'm going to call this one basic light. And we don't need to change anything here, really. We're going to go over to mode. So all fixtures have a mode. These are all intelligent fixtures, if it were sort of like translating that over. And we're going to give it a name. We're just going to call it one channel, because it's just going to have one channel. And then within one channel, just like this, we're going to head over to function and add a function. And this is going to be our dimmer function. So like I said before, this isn't going to make a difference which one we click. I could click blue and then also still use that attribute to change the color. Sorry, change the intensity. But we're just going to do dimmer, and I'm going to rename this to intensity. Great. As you can see, we can change the data type as well. We can increase it to 16, but we're going to leave it at 8 bits because that's the most simple thing we can do. And I haven't tested it out, to be honest. So, right, now that we've done that, we've got a fixture type, a fixture profile. Head over to the fixture patch, and we're going to want to add our new basic light. We're going to call this basic light _1, just so that we know which one it is. And as you can see, it defaults to patching as the next available address, so it's just going to be 1 to address 1. And then we can just save this. Go ahead and save that. Now, we can't do anything with that yet. So, because that's just a library, that's just a patch bay. We need to create an actual light, an actual fixture. So we're going to go ahead and open up a blueprint class. I'm going to make an actor, blueprint actor. And we're going to call this our BP_basic light fixture. Did I call it the same? Fuck, I called it the same thing. Yeah, okay. We're gonna call it basic light. And I'm gonna go ahead and make I'm gonna make a what do you call a folder for it. And within another thing, if you haven't got it, get this plugin. It's called Modeling Tools. Go ahead and go to your plugin, search modeling, and then check this. You'll have to restart, but it's all cool. I'll wait for you. Don't worry. Yeah, make sure you go ahead and do that. Just pause the video and do that right now because it's so good. In my opinion, it's so good. Yeah, so basically we could just make we could just open up this blueprint class. Oh, there we go. That's not worrying at all, but you know, so chill. We could just open up this blueprint class and add like let's say a point light, because that's what it's gonna be. We're just gonna add our point light here, and then we could compile that and we can save it. And then if we have a look at if we bring this over into here, we look at it, and if we go ahead and turn on the game view, there's no actual light there. We can't see the light source. It's not. So what's really important is that we have something to denote that there is a light there, such as a sphere. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to start to construct the meshes of my light. I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder for meshes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sphere of radius 25. And I'm going to select current folder here. Instead of, it's usually on AutoGen global. So I'm just going to put it onto current folder so it puts all my meshes that I generate into here. I'm just going to click anywhere and I'm going to click accept. Yeah, so there we go. I've got my sphere. I'm going to rename this as SM underscore light case. Basic light case. Then I'm going to make a smaller sphere by putting the radius down to 5. And then I'm going to also add that one in. And I'm also going to rename this to underscore basic light source. So as you can tell, this is going to be the source. This is going to be the casing around. It's like a bit of glass or something. Yeah, so there we go. We got our meshes. We got our blueprints. Let's go ahead and open up the blueprint. So should look like this. We're going to go ahead and just add search for DMX, add in your DMX component. Super important. If you don't have the DMX component, none of this will work. Got that? Great. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and add in our static meshes. So let's say the light source, light case rather, and then we're also gonna add in another one called light source. Then also we're gonna add in a point light. So this is gonna be our main source of light. So the reason why you have a light source is because we can use an emissive material to emulate the idea that when we look at the light, we can see something glowing. But that emissive material isn't strong enough or bright enough to actually be useful. So we add a point light as well to help to, how do you say, support that, supplement the light output. So let's go into our basic light folder and let's get our meshes and let's just drag light case of light And the light source, just drag over the light source. Amazing. Some quick maths could say like it's a radius of 25, right? So I just need to put 25 into here, and this should go into here. But then also this is 5. I want to get this put point to the center, so I need to divide by 2, 2.4, 22.5. Ah, fuck, 22.5. And there you go. That doesn't look centered, but it should be. It doesn't matter. It's an artistic choice. Then we got our point light, and we're gonna want to do the same thing as well. So just do 25 and put that straight in the center of the thing. We're gonna make this source radius also 5, and we're gonna want the source length to be also 5. So if we, is there a way to hide this? No, it's not. Right, this is all the basic stuff, like just making our light. Let's go ahead and make a material for everything. So let's make a folder for materials. And I'm going to make a really basic sort of shit glass thing. Light. Case. Yeah, I remember someone showed me. Oh, that's right. I needed. Oh, but no, what was it? Oh, yeah. Surface. Can't remember what it was. It was translucent. Yeah, probably. And the opacity was at 0.3. Let's just convert this to a parameter so we can. And then there was also a thing about refraction. I can't remember what it was. It's like there was some cool stuff that you could do with refraction. I might just quickly search that up. Glass material UE5. Ooh, yeah. Here we go.
In this video,
So I'm looking up a video in my own video. Have fun.
in this
I genuinely do remember it though. Kind of. Ah, right. So it goes. Ah, I forgot. Wait, hang on. Did I? Lighting mode. Surface translucency volume. There we go. And then now we can have many different options. So we can get this and we can put it into specular. Make that 0.5. Parameter spec. Opacity. Yeah, sorry, this is kind of a tangent. You can kind of skip the video if you want to get to the good stuff. Kind of just being an idiot, to be honest. But you know, we're living. Oh yeah, that's right. The roughness needs to go down as well.
I want a default.
Oh, it was roughness at 0. Right. There we go. We start to get something more glass-like. There we go. And there was the thing that he had about light refraction as well. For now. Was it Fresnel function? I think it was. All right, and then we're gonna do another one here, being into the exponent, and then we're also gonna make 2 more of these. It's gonna just be 1, and this is gonna be 1.52. This is all in this video. I can link it below if you like. This guy's really good explaining it as well. I have no idea what this is all doing. So we get a loop, then you interpolate. Ah, interesting. And this goes straight into refraction. Hello. Wait, no, I believe this was supposed to be 5. Yeah, it's a pretty nice glass material, if I do say so myself. I didn't make it, but you know, I could have. That's very interesting anyways. So, for the material for that, beautiful, whatever. Now we need to get a material for the light itself, the light source itself. So I'm going to go ahead and add this material to that. I mean, in honesty, the good thing to do is to make a material instance, which means that we can edit it without having to recreate the material every time. And this is just going to be for this here. Okay. Oh, that looks good. I like that. Go ahead and save that, compile that if we want. We're going to make another material. Underscore light source. This one's important. This one is important though, because we have to. This one is going to be used in programming our lights, so make sure that you follow the steps to making this correctly. So I'm just going to go ahead and, oh no, don't do that. Light source. Straight in. And go back to my materials and open up the light source thing. So we're going to have to make a... we're going to make two color parameter things. You know, what's it called? A vector parameter. That's right. So the big thing we want here is emissive color. But we can't just like plug this straight in and expect that to work. It can, it's just not the best solution. So what is going to happen, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply this by this. We're doing this because we want to, essentially we want, what's happening here is the parameters of this. I'm just going to rename this to light color. And I'm gonna make sure this doesn't have any spaces, just in case. I'm gonna label this as space color. So the reason why I'm multiplying it is because there's a potential that when this light color does change, like a pink or something, we want to be able to see that as well. So if we put this at a really low value here, so let's say that's 0.05 for each. We're multiplying the values so that when we do increase and decrease the intensity completely, then it doesn't look shit. Basically, it doesn't stay pink when it's off. it will go to a black. Whereas also equally, when we turn on our light, we don't want it to stay black. We want it to turn a different color. Yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and take this as well. This represents RGB, so we're going to take this and multiply this by the alpha of this. And essentially what we're doing is we're using the alpha as our intensity. And we're going to go ahead and take multiply these two together, and we're going to stick this into emissive color. And as you can see already, it's looking all right. It's looking not bad. So if I increase this, you can see it's super bright. And if we go back to 0, it's black. And but it's not black, is it? Fuck. Wait, hang on. How does this work again? Wait a second. I don't think this was supposed to be a... Ah, shit. Oh, right. So we take the alpha and put it into the multiply. Right, my bad. We take the alpha and we put it into the multiply. That means that when the alpha is at 0, it's multiplying whatever the color of this is. And timesing it by 0, so it makes it 0. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Then if we increase, yeah, as you can see, if we increase the alpha of the light color parameter, we start to have color coming through, and then as soon as we get to like darker and darker, eventually it's black, which is good, which is what we want. And then you could do some other stuff and like make your light source material look a lot better and stuff, but I can't be bothered. I'm gonna go ahead and save that. That's gonna go forth and do other stuff. I'm gonna open this up, make sure this is ticked and stuff. I'm gonna make sure that also the base values are at 1. Not that it matters too much, but just yeah. Right. So now we've kind of got our light. I don't think that looks amazing, but who cares? Source length 2.5. Am I just dumb? Surely this is correct, right? Is it supposed to be at 20? Why does that look better? Why does that already look better? It's our fishbowl. It's our fishbowl. Just increase this to 6. Just see what happens. And that too. You know, it doesn't actually matter too much. What's really important is the light color and intensity parameters. Just keep those in mind. They're gonna come in useful. So we've done all this constructing. We've got our light looking how we want it to, and we've also set up the parameters in advance for actually making the light work. So what we're gonna do now, head over to our event graph. I'm going to get rid of all this shit. We don't need it. And so if we select DMX, we can see that we've got two extra events from the DMX component. The most important one is this one on fixture patch received. We're just going to put that into our blueprint. And this just means that anytime that this fixture patch, so if we, like, for example, if I go into, I'll just show you how it works, by the way. Basic light fixture, basic light, here we go. This is our basic light, right? It is. We go to basic light and we scroll down to DMX. We can see we've got an option to add a DMX library. We're just going to add it, select the one that we're using. And we're going to select the fixture patch as basic light _1. So anytime that basic light _1 receives any DMX signal, and this is address 1 receives any signal, DMX signal, it will do something. So see, this is I'm gonna go ahead and show you how this all works then. So now on fixture patch receive, we need it to do something now. So we're gonna take our point light and we have oh, right. This is gonna be a basic light, by the way. I will show you the more complicated light, and it's not anything too much more complicated. I'm just gonna do dimming. I forgot. I'm just doing dimming. But yeah, anyways, we can take the point light and we can set intensity. Now we got what this is just gonna do is gonna target the point light and set its new intensity. It's pretty straightforward. And then we also need to change the alpha of that light source material, right? We need to go into here. We need to change this value here of light color. So we know it's a vector parameter and it's called light color. So what we're going to do is we're going to do set vector parameter. Set parameter value on materials and select light source as a target. Alternatively, you can just go ahead and click on this and then do set vector parameter, and it should be up here on call function. It does the exact same thing. When we're here, what we want to do is we want to put in our parameter that we want to change, which is light color. And now we see that we've got a vector that we want to change. And we know that we want to change the Z value. Do we? Fuck, is it the Z value? It's really not, though. That's cheating. Hang on. I might have just gone ahead of myself. Oh, not like case. Like source thing. I guess not. Can I put a linear color structure? I guess not. All right. Well, that doesn't matter too much, because what we can do is we can just put our own parameter here and call this intensity. So that was just one, and then one click, and then right click, convert to parameter. And what we're going to do with this is we're just going to take the alpha here, multiply it by our intensity. And now any nodes that we're going into here, we're just going to swap into here. And so this should just mean that at 1, which should be a default at 1, at 1, this should times by this by 1 and be 1. And then the default should be 0. Even this is 1, it should multiply and make it 0 and stuff. Okay, that's sorted. Crisis over. Yeah, right. So let's just grab up light source thing, and we're gonna set. Oh, it's no longer a vector parameter, so it's a scalar parameter. We're gonna set scalar parameter on materials. We're gonna type in the parameter name, which we now named intensity. Let's see, that's also got a float. If we head back to our on fixture patch receive thing, we can see that this has a thing called value per attribute. And what this essentially is, it's a map that's that has all the attributes as the key, and then the float is the key and value. I think it's key and value. Map. Yeah, key and value. So the attribute is the key and the value is the float. Float is the value. So we're just going to drag from the map node. We're going to click find. We're going to type find. And what this is going to do is just going to take our key, which is our attribute. So we're going to select dimmer. And we're going to just, we could just plug this in and it would work, but we wouldn't see anything because this is 0 to 1 and the point light is working on intensities of 5,000. So we're just going to have to take a multiply, and we're going to multiply this value by whatever intensity is. We could even be fancy, add our own variable in, make that an integer or something. It doesn't really matter because it'll convert it. And we're going to call this call this like intensity multiplier. I'm going to make sure this I is open so we can edit it on the in the editor. I'll show you what I mean. So we grab this now, and we can see under default we've got our intensity multiplier, and we can just type in our number. So I'm going to type in 5,000 for now. And if we head back into our thing, so yeah, this should mean that at 0, it times by at 0 on our output thing. Output console. When we put 0 on our output console, this should times by 0. This should be 0 times by 5,000 to make our new intensity 0. Perfect, it works. And then likewise, at 1, which by the way is max, at 255, which is also converted to float as 1, that should be 1 times by 5,000, which should be the correct intensity, the correct max intensity for this point light. Now for the light source itself, we're going to have to figure out what works here. In the past, I've used 5. So I'm just going to go ahead and multiply this by 5. And that's probably going to work, to be honest. And there you go. It's as easy as that, to be honest. There's just a lot of faff and you need to know what's happening. I'm going to go ahead and make the default intensity of this 0. And then, yeah, there you go. You could also change the light to use temperature. And then what you could also do is just in the construction script, you could so you could take you could create a new variable and be like temperature. We're gonna call that. We're gonna get that. We're gonna make that visible. I'm gonna take that and get temperature. We're just gonna set. Oh wait, no. We're gonna take the point lights and we're gonna set temperature. Why am I doing this? We're not doing this. Yeah. We're not doing that. It's fine. I'll show you how to do stuff like that later. At a different time. Fuck. No, just to show you what's happening. Ignore all of that. Fuck. I'm so bad at... Yeah. Right. So, we've got our light. Now this isn't working because I have... EOS set up with this. So I'm just going to open up my client. And I already have some preset fixtures made and stuff on this. I'm just going to update this. But most importantly, you can see that I've set address 1 to dimmer 1 to a dimmer address. So I'm just going to want it full. Yeah. Oops. Do this. Delete this. Okay. Compile this. That should work now. Right. We should be good. Let's moment of truth. Let's go ahead and have a look at our lights. Now, before we do anything else, I'm just going to go ahead and make these disappear. I'm also going to make this directional light disappear. There we go. We have a light fixture, perhaps? Oh god, oh no. What's happened with that? Maybe because we put that as a... There we go. So now you can see if I put this into game view, it doesn't look great. I'm not gonna lie. Because this the light source isn't bright enough. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to go into our back into the thing, and we're just gonna have to change the multiplier of this. This is for the material. So go ahead and compile that and have a look again. And keep going until it seems like the right amount to do. So if I go into EOS, just make sure that's at full one. So for some reason it doesn't update until I actually go into the editor. Okay, so let's keep going. We're just gonna increase this to 100 instead. And I'm just gonna take off lens flare because that shit sucks. Yeah. And that's not bad. You could increase, there's other things you can do, like creating a material which is like sort of additive and make a sort of glow, a halo glow around this kind of thing. And I could show you that now, but like that's something you can figure out. Now you just basically now know how to make this work. It's been 44 minutes and I've only done a basic light. Now, gonna go ahead and shelve this light for now. We're going to work on doing an RGB dimmer light. So I'm just gonna call this RGBD. Yeah, there we go. RGBD light. And we're gonna make this a we're gonna go ahead and put this into our DMX library. Anyways, so add a mode. This time we're going to have 4 channels because it's RGBD. And again, these are all fucking arbitrary. But say love you. And could rename this. I can't be bothered. I'm gonna add a fixture, RGBD light. Let's go 1, and I'm just gonna patch that. That should be patched now. Perfect. Save that. Now it seems wrong to make not use this light that we just made. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if this works. I'm gonna create a blueprint child of this, and I'm gonna call it BP RGBD light. I'm gonna move this over to a folder, and open it up here. And so hopefully this does work. I haven't tested it. I just got bored. So, all right. Nope, you don't need to see the parent construction script. Right. Yet again, we're going to have on fixture patch received. Our light already works pretty well in terms of if I patch this, I change the intensity multiplier to 5,000. If I patch this, it should work. Yeah, it works. If I head into EOS and I take it and I put it 50, it should dim, etc. I'll just prove that again. Yeah, but now we want to make it change color and stuff. So the way to do this is, now you could do this as part of your parent fixture, or as I'm just going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take our point light, and then like if you remember from before, we can just set the light color and put that straight in. Then we take our light source. Oh, fuck. Take our light source, and then we're also going to set the vector parameter for this. Materials. If you remember from before, it's the parameter called. Does it have a parameter? Shit. Well, it's called light color anyway. So. Light. Now we can do the exact same thing, drag this out, break DMX, find, but now we're gonna need 3 more of these. Sorry, 2 more of these for R and for G and B as well. So this is gonna be R. This is gonna be G, and this is gonna be B. Now, this is a linear color structure. We just drag out from it. We can make linear color. And that just means we can just drag in these. And we're going to leave alpha as 1. Because if you remember from how the material is set up, this needs to times by our intensity. It needs to stay at 1. It needs to default to 1. So, and then likewise with the vector parameter over here, we're gonna, so what I just did there was I right click the parameter value because it's a vector, but we've only got floats. You could make vector like this, but it's just so messy. Might as well keep it within the node. Right click and click split struct pin. Fuck. And then we split it into this. So R is just X, G is just Y, and B is just Z. Right. It's really simple. Just as simple as that, really. Save this and compile it. And now we go into our EOS. And we can see that it does change intensity. And then we're also going to, I'm going to put this at 3/75 because I like that color. And you can see we've changed the color of it. It's great. If I've got, there's also a color smooth effect. So I'm just going to show you that to a full effect on off. And that should just be doing some cool color stuff. And that's it. That's super simple, super simple. Just gonna show you one more thing. For what I'm gonna do later is I'm gonna figure out. So you can do matrices and matrix fixtures, which is essentially like, I could show you now actually. It's not working the way it should be, but it works. So I'm just going to put in matrix light 1 BP. And you can see that it is currently screen. Just gonna turn it around. And this is our screen. This is our matrix. Currently, it's patched to this DMX library. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make sure it's in the correct mode. So currently got it in a 16 pixel mode, 16 cell mode, which is 4x4. I got that here. So I'm just going to quickly, the fact that it's working this way is just stupid. Anyways, I've got this thing. I can change. I've been trying to work on. I wanted it to be super modular, essentially. And so here I am, like trying to make that work. I head into my EOS and show you that as soon as it receives a fixture patch change, it should alter. So if I put all these at 50, I can start to select different cells and put them at like 2, 20, this at 75. And that looks shit right now. If I start to turn off this thing, I still haven't added in some rectangular lights either, or some point lights. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. So at the moment, it's not really doing lights so well, but at least it's got the pixels down. Yeah, it's honestly a pain in the ass. Honestly, it's a pain in the ass. This whole matrix thing. It's because Unreal haven't really integrated it properly yet. Still working on it. But until they do fix it, essentially all of their stuff is in C++. So like if I head into this and I want to have a look at what functions are available for the matrix stuff. DMX matrix. There's really nothing here. It's all from these classes. These classes here. And like it's some weird shit basically happening. It's really annoying to deal with. Oh yeah, so I was gonna show you one last thing, one last thing, and that is if we head into our project settings. Remember how I had how I added one to the expand, right? Oh, that's perfect. I love when that happens. Take a quick pause. Be right with you. Be right with you. Good thing is it doesn't take long to open up the projects anymore. It's weird. Yes, I would like to open it. Alright. So close up all these things. Open up DMX project settings. And I'm gonna add another element to the fixture attributes. Well, this is perfect. You know what? I'm just gonna not. I am just going to not do that. And we're going to use an attribute which is already existing. In fact, that will probably prove my point even better. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to find color. I'm going to find the attribute color. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take default scenery. I'm just going to ooh. Can I take default scenery and be like, anyways, I'm going to take light case and I'm going to see if this works. What I'm essentially going to do is I'm going to set a relative transform. And what this transform is going to be, let me just make the transform. It's going to be a scale transform. So I'm going to scale this up and down. Yeah, once again, just split struct. And put this straight in. So that's actually not going to be useful because we want this to expand. I'm basically wanting this light to expand. And so when it's at 0, when this is at 0, this should be at 1. So if I do plus 1, that should be good. Now then we also need to times this. So when this is at 1, this becomes 2. We need to times this by 5. Oh, times this by 5. And now we put this in at 1 at a max intensity. This should become 10. And then at 0, this should be just regular sized. Save, compile. Just in case, I'm also going to add the same thing for the light source. I don't know if it being a a child of the light case, if that will make it also do the same thing. And we're also going to enable sweep, which should hopefully be... No, we don't actually need to do that because I think it will already fade that. So in order to actually make this work, we're going to have to go to our fixture types. Under RGBD, I'm going to add a new mode. It's going to be RGBDE for expand. We're going to add the 5 new functions. We're going to have red, green, blue, dimmer, and color. Just going to rename this for expand. And you might be able to see where this is going. Yeah, this will just require a little bit of thingy-majigging. Real quick. What is it? If I head into this DMX library and I disable the input of this DMX library, that should be fine. Now we're in here. Okay. I'm also just going to quickly change the patch of this to Universe 2 because it's a bit easier to keep a track of things like that. Then, so I'm going to move it to... I'm just going to click the patch here. I'm going to do 2.1, and save that. And that should just work naturally, very easily. 2.1 means Universe 2 address 1. Head into my patch. I'm going to take... I'm going to go to my fixtures. And I'm going to add a new fixture. Label it RGBD. And just add in 5 new parameters. Red, green, blue. Delete this. This is going to be intensity. And sure, we could call this... Oh, what should we call this? Zoom. I like zoom. I like the idea of zoom. The ranges, we just need to make sure that we make the ranges also 0 to 100. Oh, sorry. Oops. 0. There we go. And we're just going to save this fixture. This is only for, I don't know how it works on other lights, on other lighting. So I'm just going to patch this as 5 at 2/1. And we're going to make it an RGBD fixture. RGBDE fixture, rather. Okay, so you come over to Unreal again. I don't think I did that correctly. Head over to my fixture patch, Universe 2. This needs to be in the RGBDE mode. Save that. Perfect. Now we're ready. Grab our RGBD lights. Where are you? Oh, not that one. Oops. I guess we'll have to spawn it again. That's fine. no big deal. Let's just delete all this shit. And let's have it lit. This is our RGBD light. We're gonna patch it. And here we are. Yeah, it's huge. It is huge. The intensity multiplied to 5,000. Oh, bugger, I just realized the I have to scale up the the actual light source itself, the point light itself. Oh shit, oops. Delete that. I need to set relative. Oh, I can set relative transform on this as well. Perfect. And this is going to be this. Yeah, it's just going to do that. Compile that. Perfect. Now that we're here, we can now go into EOS and start to have a bit of fun. So zoom. Our lights are full. Perfect. Oh my god. Wow. Oh, I did it wrong. That's why. That's why it's so huge. Right, we're gonna put this at 0. I did the maths wrong. It should be times by 5 first, and then add 1. So that no matter what, there's always 1 on top. And then also, we want it to be an end goal 10, right? So this would be 6. We're going to put 9 here instead. And just save that and compile it. There we go. That's a bit more manageable. All right. So that's not really done it correctly, has it? It's fine. Bloody hell. There you go. Well, yeah. Hope you had fun. I hope you have fun with this. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm going to add a linear effect to this, by the way. And making the parameters the zoom. Is this gonna have a scale of 50? And I'm gonna set this. I'm gonna set the zoom to 50. Now I'm also going to effect 2 and just enjoy this. Oh, you can also see it on the fixture patch received. It will just be doing all these different things. Cool. Now have fun watching my light expand. Expand. Oh, it is beautiful. It is so beautiful. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's also affect 910. So it also changed color. Isn't that just amazing? This is so stupid. Yeah, so you can essentially what I'm trying to say is that you can use the point I'm trying to prove is that you can use this shit to literally do anything. Anything you want. You can move, you can animate something, move it around in space. You can use it to trigger things. So you can use DMX to trigger like a door or a sound effect or something with it. And the world's your oyster. Anything which is a parameter, you can change it. Have fun. Oh, and I will be back with the Matrix information. I will probably show how I've done my pixel tube first. I could show you that now. Not how, but just I could show you the pixel tube. But it's really just getting to be a faff, and I'm losing sleep over it, so not the best situation. So I'm gonna head make a new fixture. Oh, I don't actually. It's still RGBD, so I can just edit the multi-cell and reduce the number of cells to 8. See fixture. So essentially what I've got here is I've got my light here. Which is currently on it's on a configuration of of 8 cells. So it's like how do I say? I'm just gonna reorder that as well because I believe if I edit the multi-cell. Why have I put this to? There we go. Save that there. And that should be the master. Okay, great. Sorry. Let's head back over to Unreal. Yeah, you can see that it's configured as a matrix, but as a single line. So it's a little bit easier to manage. The great thing is that oh, have I patched it correctly? Or have I got the thing incorrectly? I have. So it remains a mystery. But it's super cool. That's what I'm trying to say. My pixel tube, because it also changes length. So that's currently a 1 meter. I can reduce the length to just 1 meter. I can also make it really long with 8 pixels still. Remember. So now I can make let's put it back to 2, but I can show you I can double the number of pixels very easily by just changing its patch. So put that up to 16. Save it. And this might not have worked for the same reasons that it's not working on the other one. It worked earlier. It's just for some reason now it's not having it. You know? Oh, I remember why. This needs to fixture patch over to 23, I believe. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it's just for some reason it just doesn't. It's not cooperating with me so much anymore. But oh well, what can you do? Oh, that might be it. That might just be it. I just needed to update it. And if I just give it some... There you go. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Oh. Is it because I fucked up the... Oh, wait, no, that's the correct way of it existing. So yeah, why is it so responsive on this show file? That's what I don't understand. Anyways, so many different weird bugs, small things like that. Yeah, that's me out. I'm just gonna dip now. See ya. I'll post a video on this though. It'll definitely be happening because look at it. Look at it. It's so beautiful. Such a beautiful light. It looks kind of cool. Weird bugs, but you know, it looks kind of cool.